Hi viewers. So in the last lecture we discussed about the what is the research objective, how to write the research objective, right? So what are the characteristics of research objective, what is the intention of the research objectives, right? So that is a theoretical approach. So today lecture we will discuss about the how to write the research objective in a practical way, right? By reading the paper, how to find the research objectives, right? So that one we will discuss today. It is a very important session for every PhD aspirants. Okay, so try to understand, try to put more concentration to understand, right? So now I am opening one paper that is already open, scientific reports paper, scientific reports journal, and there is a one title, it is open access. What is open access and all those things we will discuss in the upcoming lecture series, right? So for example, you read this paper and understand completely. This paper is belongs to the your area of interest, let us say. So now you can read the abstract, proposed methodology, everything you read and understand. So you go to the at the end of the paper. It not necessary at the end. The paper depends on the reviewer. They may ask write somewhere else the section. That section is a conclusion. Conclusion mostly they will write at the end only. You go to the conclusion and then you try to search the what is the future scope of this paper, right? So now you see here this paper, this future work we plan to validate our model in real time leaves collected from the crop fields and tabulate the accuracy results with real time data sets. So that means that author which data is used in this paper, this journal, it is not a real time data. It is collected from the databases like Kaggle or somewhere else. So what he want is, he want to use the real time data collecting from the crop fields. So this is the future aspect. It is a one of the research gap, not research objective. Research objective is different, research gap is different. But try to understand, this is a one of the research gap. So you see one more, we will conduct the field study something, they written second point, they written third point. Like that they written, if it is 3 points are written in this paper, right? So you may get one doubt, sir, all people may not be disclose the future work, what to do? That I will discuss at the end of this lecture, okay? So now concentrate on this one. Like you read one paper, right? Similarly, you read one more paper, your area of interest, like I am opening, this is one of the paper from the Elsewhere publisher, Craft Design is a journal name. Like that more recent paper, some title, if you feel that it is your area of interest, right? So now you go to the, similarly you go to the this paper conclusion section, right? So you go to the conclusion section, now you see suggestions for improvement is written something, right? So summary of the research, conclusion section, what is there written? In the future, this section assess the collection of research, something they written related to this field, right? So like that they written a future work also, what they need to do in a future. Like that every author will mention the future work, not necessary compulsory, sometimes they will mention, sometimes they will not mention. So after reading like this n number of papers, paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4, up to n number of papers you will read. So n is depends on your caliber. If you are good at already having some enough background knowledge, not necessary to read n number of papers. If you don't have enough knowledge, enough background, then you have to read n number of papers, right? So like that you have to read n number of papers. After reading a n number of papers, you make a one table like this. One table you make, just I am giving example, make a one table table, which first one is a serial number, right? Serial number you make. Second one is a methodology. Just I am giving example, don't think about it is a professional or something. Next, here it is a future implementation, future implementation or limitations. So in a serial number 1, 2, 3 you make like table 1, table 2, something like that, right? So 1, 2, 3 and methodology 1, 2, 3, something like that. For example, this is a paper 1 is written about plant disease detection. You write here future gaps or limitations here. Similarly, you paper 2 methodology. What type of methodology is used in? For example, VGG network or ensemble model. If they use ensemble model, what is the basic models they use in ensemble model? For example, ensemble model is used for plant disease identification. The base model of the ensemble model is CNN and vision transformer, right? Like that you write elaborated way in a precise manner in a methodology section. So later you write in a here future implementation or limitation. So in a future implementation you direct whatever you understand from your knowledge. For example, in this paper you read this one, right? Future implementation, they written something like that. Future work will be expanded, data set, something like that, they written, right? So don't write as it was there, you write what you understand in your own way. You write here point 1, point 2, point 3, something like that. Every paper you mention here 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. You mention n number of points as per your understanding, right? Similarly, you make a paper 2, paper 3 and so on. Like that you make n number of papers. So after reading n number of papers, you will get some idea about research gaps, right? So here it is each and everything is a research gap. It will become a research gap. Here it is for example, you found here it is a 2, here it is a 4, here it is a 5, here it is a something like that. So you will get the all research gaps in a each and every paper, right? So after that one, what you have to do is you have to find the common research gaps. So if you are reading paper thoroughly, you will find the research gap. There will be some common research gaps like plant disease detection. Just now we discussed like data is not collected from the real-time environment. Like that you will find the n number of research gaps in each and every paper. So if you read the one paper, simple funda you try to understand here. If it is 4 research gaps, here it is a 2, here it is a 4, here it is something like that, you will get it. So after writing all research gaps, you try to find the common one. So some common one will exist here, here, here. Not necessarily same research gap. It more or similar. It will be common gaps for some of the papers. It's not necessary that first number 1, number 2 should be the common gap. Not necessary. It may be depends on your area of research. You will find some common gaps. So that common gap you think in your knowledge way. What your base knowledge you acquired, that knowledge you think it. For example, I am telling, if you find the model is required high computation power. Just I am saying example, model is required high computation power. That common part you found in the paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4, paper 5, paper 6, something like that. So now you want to make one research objective using that high computing. So in that case you think in this direction, like if you are using research paper as a normal convolution, like basic convolution they are using in that paper, what is the gap, research gap, high computing power is required. So what you want to reduce the computing power in somehow. So in that case you have to think basic convolution computing if you are reducing, so that you may reduce the requirement of modal computing power. So then you have to think what I can do in a convolution, basic convolution. So in that case you may go for point wise convolution, depth wise convolution. So in a point wise convolution, depth wise convolution, what they will do, they will reduce the computing power which is already facing from basic convolution. So like that you have to think, then you have to make an objective. So your objective is like that, you write in such a way that plant disease identification using the point wise convolution, depth wise convolution model, or else you can write like that, efficient plant disease identification using the point wise convolution or depth wise convolution. Or you may write some other way if you are based on your knowledge, right? So like that you can make the research gap, 3 or 4 research gaps. So this is about your PhD work, right? So now what we discussed earlier, if they are not given any future implementation or limitation, then what I can do? So you, in that case you can do one thing, by reading a paper you have to understand that thoroughly. Later on you will apply your knowledge on those research article. So if you apply some research article, you will find some research gaps. Definitely you will find some research gaps. So based on that research gaps, you can find some research objective. That is the little tough problem as compared to what we discuss now. So better to search like this. If you are not able to find the second one, use the first method, like search papers, find the research objective, common papers, try the research gap. If it is not, then you may go for the second one. Those who are no second one, they may easily found the first one. As of my knowledge, first one is a much more easy as compared to the second approach. So there are n number of ways to find the research gaps. So as of my knowledge, as of understanding, I am discussing here. As of PhD aspirants also feel better. So what I am understanding from n number of ways, this is the way better it is founding. So that's why I discuss here. So if you have any queries, you can ping me on a comment box. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, please press the thumbs up symbol or write any queries in a comment box. If you like the content, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.